Welcome to Warrior Class.
Where the teachers whip ass.
And you will too, if you pass. All right. This is the Ask Us Anything episode. You can ask us absolutely anything. We can decide if we're going to answer, but you can ask us anything.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Free
Free for all. That's why we didn't promote it. So you didn't get a chance. You don't have a chance to think about your questions.
We're gonna give people a chance to get in here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Peace, Emmanuel Briggs. I see you already up in the place.
Yeah, peace, Emmanuel.
Let some folks get on in here. So, man, I can't wait to tell my story of
Peace to organizer, peace to
how Sabu saved my life.
Bile, peace.
There we go.
Darian,
all right.
Peace.
We falling up in there.
This is the Ask Us Anything episode. Like Bile said, we did not promote it, so you wouldn't get a chance to come up with questions ahead of time.
Now you won't get to. Nikki won't be here, I don't think, so you won't get to ask her questions.
Yeah, KJ Sakuma. She said, "I'm out. I'm not answering no questions."
Yeah,
she has a thing about that. So
yeah, her personal life is so she don't want y'all asking her too many questions, so she out of here. The whirlwind of death got to keep mystery around her, you know.
Man.
So anyway, man. So how was your week, though, Bob?
Oh man, it was good. I had a little meeting yesterday big meeting about some opportunities for security and for teaching the staff self-protection and things of that nature. So we're going to be doing a self-protection camp, like the survival camps, but it's going to be self-protection.
Okay. Yeah, that's what's up. Put your questions in the chat. We're gonna get to them shortly. Just if you got your questions on you now, when you think of them, just throw them in the chat. We're gonna get to them. So that's what's up, Bob. That sounds pretty good. There, you jumping back in the security world.
Yeah, man, jumping back in, 10 toes and all that good stuff.
Okay, I want to be the lieutenant. I don't know what that rank at in Forest order, but I just like the name lieutenant. I always wanted.
Okay, cool, yeah.
Lieutenant Bile to sound, you know what I'm saying? And in the People's Army, I just always wanted to be Lieutenant Bile in the Army somewhere, in the People's Army. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's see.
We're gonna let them build up, Bob. Let's not read them yet. Let's let them build up. Let them build up for a second. Let the questions come on in. Let them come on in. I gotta tell y'all about my almost life-threatening fall that happened to me the day before yesterday. Yeah, we got to go with if we got any news. We know a lot of stuff is going on in New Jersey. What the hell? They got drones that flying around, coming out the water and shit. Ooh, excuse me. We do not want to do that.
No, we can't. We're not monetized, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, we ain't monetized no more?
No, we ain't monetized.
Oh, damn. We got to get back. We got to get back together. But if anybody know what's going on with anybody in New Jersey, how about that? If there's anybody in the chat that's actually in New Jersey that has firsthand, info on what they may have seen, I think that would be cool. So we got that going on. So anyway, let me tell y'all what happened. I got to thank Baba for training me how to fall properly. Then I got to thank myself for actually training and doing it. And man, let me tell y'all. So
Sabu is falls and rolls.
Exactly. Sabu is falls and rolls. My first audition since COVID, all auditions have been online they look just like this, like a StreamYard or something. That's how you do all auditions. First audition I've seen since COVID in person. It was Wednesday. So I get there. I want the lead, of course. So I'm going to audition for the lead. I get there. I'm trying to find a place to park. It's right downtown Mitchell Street. So I park in this little parking plaza or whatever. And I'm running across the street, not running, but that walk across the street first thing in the morning, traffic. I'm jaywalking. So, of course, I got my phone. I got this thermos cupped in my hand with my phone, just like this. So I got this like this, and I got a folder, a big folder in this hand with my pictures in it. They want some pictures of me, so I got these pictures. And I'm trying to see the address real quick as I walk briskly across the street. When I look down, I'm looking straight, and I don't realize they have these little parking, like in a parking lot, they have those little cement line parking bumps, straight cement. They have these now downtown slanted on the curbside for no reason, because you can't park there. I don't understand. But I'm walking full speed, brisk walk. I kicked something, boop. And the momentum of me walking so fast, it's slow motion, Bob. That's the thing about training also. I feel like I had a million years to think. Boom, I kick. I kick the step, and the momentum, I can already calculate in my head. It's like, this is a strange momentum, because the way I kick the stomp is making me go over. And then I'm realizing, oh shit, I can't stop this. I'm going to roll, basically. Or I shouldn't stop it. I need to try to roll. So I'm rolling in the air like this and tucking, and I see my teeth flying in the circle, and I'm thinking to myself, man, if this teeth land all on me when I roll, we messed up in the audition, and boom, I hit
the teeth were flying?
Yeah, the teeth, because my thermos, no, not my teeth.
Oh, okay.
My thermos doesn't have cover. This is a little hole right here. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a cover. So the tea is flying out in a circle. So these are my car people calling me. I ain't paying y'all today. Matter of fact, I am, but not right now. But anyway, so the tea didn't hit me. It went right around me. I landed on my side, on my hip. Boom. The construction man that's working in front of me, that's walking in front of me, white dude, he turned around, see me, and want to smile. I could tell he want to kind of laugh, but he a little leery about me. So I start laughing. Immediately, I start laughing at myself. I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of smirked, turn around, walk off. Homeless dude just staring at me. So I'm looking around. I pick my stuff up. I'm like, I'm just, and so I'm like, oh man, I got tea all over my envelopes. I hope it ain't on my pictures. I wipe it off, pull some tissue out that I had to wipe my nose, wipe it off. I look at the homeless dude and laugh. Hey man, I'm cool. He said, yeah, you okay? So I took my jacket off, a little bit of dust, bumped it off, walked into the interview. Man, let me just tell y'all, I got a little skin on my pinky right here. I don't know how that happened, and a little one on this knuckle, some kind of way. I was on uneven. I can't even explain to y'all because the cement had those slant parking bumps. I was between the parking bump and the sidewalk, and I still didn't hurt myself like that. Like I was halfway off the sidewalk on the street and a parking bump right there. I don't know what part I hit when I hit my side of my hip, but I landed evenly. But my hip was sore. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. By the end of the day, I could barely. My hip was so bruised. By that night, I thought I could barely walk. Got some Epsom salt in the tub in the morning. I'm fine. Little bruise. I am fine. I would have been tore up. Hit my face. Hit my head on that concrete. I would have grabbed for my arms like this and went straight out if I didn't roll. Mess myself up, man. And of course, because of training, I knew breathing exercises to calm myself down, because your body now, your adrenaline's pumping. I'm walking straight into an audition. I can't remember shit now. My lines is, I don't remember my lines. They come in, hey, boo, 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 boo. I say, hey, can I go to the bathroom? Shh, shh. No, you next. Now everybody looking at me because I ain't know I wasn't supposed to be talking. You next. Come on in. Come on down. I go down, the producer director. 4 breathing exercises, deep breaths. You know what, y'all? Hey, I just fell, bust my ass outside, almost killed myself, but because I'm I know self-defense, I landed properly and I ain't hurt, but I'm still ready to do this. But I ain't gonna remember my lines probably, but I'm gonna give y'all the feeling that y'all want. Let's go. Boom. I do the shit. I hit it. They could tell I was acting. It was like, okay, we can't give you this part because you don't look like the guy, but we got a guy for you. And ex-drug dealer turned activist. Yeah, they pegged me. So just all that just to say is training is more than self-defense. We always try to tell you that. It's self-protection. That's why we say that. That's why we use that. It's a totality. That saved me, man, from injury, from being, and then it allowed me to get over it, to get through it, to go into an interview, sell it, you know what I'm saying, poise myself, and be able to, you know, function. Because a real injury, I ain't got no insurance. I would have been out, down, and then what? I'm trying to do active stuff. I just applied for something where I'm supposed to be an active guy in the gym, like hurting my hip real quick. That's stopping money. You can't do that, especially people who work for themselves. They understand what I'm saying. So just wanted to give you that quick story. I love talking about how training helps me in other ways, like mentally and, you know, besides this right here, because you seldomly going to get to this if you really have trained. You won't have to. So peace, everybody. And thank you, Baba, for your excellent training. And
thank you for your excellent studiting.
And thank you for your father for bringing the training to us. Thank you for the Bojang family and African martial arts and the Iqbal going on the whole, the ancestors, everybody. I'm just thankful. I'm thankful that my favorite meal is the soup that I like, that I know how to make. It's my favorite meal. I'm blessed for that. I'm gonna stay blessed. All right, here we go, Bo. I think they're ready for us, Bo.
All right.
I think they're ready for us.
Well, I'm going in reverse. Has Baba ever had a bicep separated from bone due to high guard 2-arm capture block? I don't even know what that is. But I'll say we don't actually block in Iqbal Goon. We deflect. So we don't do hoy. We don't do hard blocks. Meet force with force like that.
And that's why that's gonna happen. Or can happen.
Damn, separating the meat from the bone. Damn.
Who that happened to? Jeez.
Right. In a block. Ooh.
He talking about T went back up in the cup. Hey, if that would happen, boy, I'd have been 2G. Lord.
They want to know what your delicious soup is.
Oh man, let me tell y'all. It is lentil soup, but I do it with a twist. And I'm gonna tell y'all this in the chat because I do not tell people this. What make my lentil soup so good is that I put y'all gonna trip now. I put raisins in my lentil soup.
Oh,
raisins. I know what you're thinking.
He got that from his friend Jenny.
No, I did not get that from a Caucasian. And don't confuse that with potato salad. It's delicious. And people just like, yo, what is that? It's a little sweetness. I don't know what this is. It's bomb. And what I do is once I make the soup, I make a thing of quinoa and I get some power greens. And what I do is every time I make the soup, I get a bowl. I put like a scoop of quinoa. I'm talking about a soup bowl scoop. I take a scoop of quinoa, put it in there, and a handful of power greens and cut them up. And I pour the soup on top of that. I keep that cold, warm the soup up hot, pour it on top of that. The soup is just right to eat immediately. And if I really want to get funky, I get some sweet potato chips, sweet potato tortilla chips, and I'll crush them and put them on top. And that's the salt. And Lord have mercy. Let me tell y'all, that's my favorite meal. And I'm just so thankful that I make it. I've been eating it for 3 days in a row. I eat it twice a day, and that's all I eat besides oranges and some tea and maybe a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And so it's like the healthiest thing for you, and I love it. I'm just it makes me smile. I'm just so happy about it. So yeah, that's what that is. I used to sell it at my restaurant.
Let me see. That claw face attack that Baba taught us, lion paw. No. So lion's mouth is this.
Mm-hmm.
That strikes the throat. Well, it can strike other places too, hip, but but what you're talking about is palm sandwiches. We call them palm sandwiches.
How do you execute that without looking like whirlwind 50 slaps and more like a
call it
battered
the
blender of motion?
It is very similar to monkey claw attack grabs in Kung Fu.
I know what you're talking about.
I thought monkey like was hitting like this.
Anyway, yeah, he may be talking about what he's seen too, because they use it on TV differently. Monkey paw on TV looks different than the actual technique you may see in class, and it will grab you like this. But they'll grab. We're not grabbing with it. We
I think he's talking about palm sandwiches because he said to the face, claw to the face.
Maybe.
Then he says, "How do you execute it without looking like whirlwind sissy slaps?" Yeah, he's talking about this. Without looking like whirlwind sissy slaps and more like a battering blender of motion. Okay, so sissy slaps would be weak hand like that. We don't hit with a weak hand like that. Our hand is like this, so it's in the middle of flowing whatever, and then you boom. Or if a person is attacking and a woman does it, it's boom. It's
right there.
You keep your hand locked and you drive the palm towards the face and scrape down with your fingers. Drive the palm towards the face, scrape down with your fingers. Grab the palm, strike to the face, scrape down. It's that. Okay, so it's the fingers and the wrist is locked in place. And you just not doing like that. We're not doing that. Little kitten pity paps and shit. We ain't doing that. All right.
I got one.
Okay.
I want to answer this. What do you put in the bug out bag for an alien invasion? The same thing you put in your bug out bag for any other type of invasion.
Right. or just to escape, to get out of Dodge. Put the same
thing. Go watch our episode on bug out and bugging in and get your bags, fill your bags up. I know real quick
surviving a zombie apocalypse.
Oh, you could definitely get there is a book that can give you this information. I think I'm not sure, but is that what it's called about?
Surviving the urban apocalypse.
Okay, there we go. Here we go. I keep it at arm reach. You can't see it. They're trying to blur it out. You see how they're trying to do it? There we go.
And book 2 is only in ebook.
You need to keep something like this. Has to be an arm reach for your survival. I gotta be able to get that real quick. Oh shit! What happened? You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to do that. All right,
now. The only thing that I would add for an alien life form would be. Now I was about to say a bad joke. I was about to say a bad racist joke. So I knew it. So I'll leave that alone.
Yeah. Well, real quick, another commercial. Real quick though, it is the holiday seasons. For those of you who believes in gifts, or in Kwanzaa, you do give gifts sometimes. Usually supposed to be handcrafts and stuff like that. But consider, I got to keep the bookmarker there because I'm in place. Consider a book. This could go to almost, I don't know what age group. I would say about what age group would you consider this lovely book by Balaguno Gentati called The Scythe.
Probably 13 and above because it's dealing with some.
That's a wide range you can catch with just a lovely book. As we can see, is the great thing about Bible books is no matter what the subject is, it's going to give you an African feel. It's some type of way. I don't know if you can see this guy. I'm gonna put it close. If you can see this, this is a scary character here, or is he scary? I don't know. He look kind of scary, but something about that, even though he's like just you see people make up characters all the time, it's something about it that gives you that it's rooted in something. And so I would just, hey, this is a great book. Real quick, Bob, I know you don't like when I do this, but out of the tragedy of the Tulsa race riots of 1921, a two-fisted hero rises from the grave. Inspired by the pulp magazines of the 1930s and 1940s, a tale of action, adventure, thrills, and chills awaits fans of diesel punk, diehard pulp fans, and readers who just love a gritty story that packs a mean punch. I'm not going to go any further. I'm just going to say reading is fundamental. And we don't read enough. Seriously, I had to force myself because I do not read fiction. I don't hardly read anymore at all these days. I read so many books. I'm like, man, I got to do some of this shit I read about. But this was a great break for me. It's for so many different reasons, man. I'm not selling this because it's about, even though I would, but I'm promising y'all, first of all, we know he's an award-winning writer. But the fact that I don't have to tell y'all because y'all smart. Most of y'all in the chat are way smarter than me. And when we're talking, in this, we're talking education. But reading for somebody my age, even though I do read and stuff like that on the computer, first of all, is damaging to your eyes, your nerves, and every other thing you can think about just by reading on the computer. I'm just being honest. But reading a book really helps. First of all, your focus, your eye focus. It gives me time because I want to stop looking at the phone so much. I want to stop looking at the computer. I'm serious. I be strolling like I want to stop strolling. I want to stop strolling. I can't. I stop strolling on my desktop. I pick up my phone. Now I'm strolling on my phone. This is a great escape because what I'm looking for is entertainment. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for. But everything is on the computer. Everything is on the phone. And so I really wanted to say that, man. So I appreciate this. Baba, I went to the book fair and I got this, and I'm glad that I did because it's healthy, and I'll leave it at that. It's healthy, y'all. It's healthy. Anyway, back to it. I'm sorry. Quick commercial break.
No problem. Let's see here. Did y'all ever tell us why Ominiki's called the whirlwind of death? No, I think it's obvious why she's the whirlwind of death.
From the class, Jadarian.
Yeah.
From the class.
But it's many reasons why. If you know a whirlwind, if you know what a whirlwind is, and you understand death, that's Ominiki. All right. So let's see. Any ideal spots to train that y'all know of in BK or in general New York City area? I know Hassan Khalik I believe he's still in New York. That would be the person I would recommend in New York.
And like Bob always say, he always recommends certain martial arts that you can take anywhere and get a decent foundation.
Now, yeah. So if you're wherever you're at, judo would be good. Judo from a black person would be even better. So that would be good, judo. And I say black person, I'm assuming, well, if you black, white, whatever. But I say that because the Japanese, a lot of times, are guarded in what they teach.
That's true. That's big.
So I want you to watch out for that. Not all, but many are. Now I know there's a guy, I believe he's dead now, Shinichi Namba in Chicago. He had the Jiu-Jitsu Institute, and his top student was a black man. I mean, back in they were like, this was in the late 70s. So he must have been training with him in the 60s, you know. And I believe the place was open since 1940 or something like that. He may have been there then. His name was Barnett, Sensei Barnett, I think. I think that was it. But they trained one of my best friends, Donald, who was the wrestling champion, heavyweight of the United States at that time, and he was a judo upcoming, champion. So they trained him, and they're real good. If you recall me talking about a judo instructor, they taught judo and jiu-jitsu, but a judo instructor that I went to, and he was like, you hee so much. He's like, you hee so it'll take you 20 years to get a black belt in judo because you hee. I went to Donald, said, hey, come to my class. I said, okay, I'll come to it. But I gained respect from, of course, I was, joking and stuff because we joke a lot in class, even when I was a little boy. But in jiu-jitsu class, and that, traditional Japanese thing, they didn't joke at all in class. And so he's like, you hee. It'll take you, 20 years to get your black belt. When it should take about 4 or 5 years.
I was laughing while you was saying that, but not about what you're saying. I saw this comment. I saw the comment with Jamal 09 said, why don't you have Obamacare when I said I ain't got insurance? It's a good question. I didn't even know Obamacare was still around. I do got Oscar something. I do got something. I don't know what that is, but it's something.
No, it's good. I
got a question for you, Bob.
I had insurance from the military. Go ahead.
It just came. So is there a way, or is it possible? I'm trying to figure out how to formulate this question. Can you be in your 60s and in even your 70s and be fast, quick, and powerful still in defending yourself and your techniques?
Yeah.
And how?
You can be. It's just by training. I'm close to 60 now.
Yes, and you are the most powerful, strong. I'm talking about technique wise. I don't know if you're getting there powerlifting with motherfuckers, but if you punch the same person that benching 500, I don't think they can punch hard as you, and that's what I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah, that just comes from knowing the mechanics of a strike. Knowing, of course, you punch from your hip. Speed, combat speed. We're talking about. That's down to timing, and that's from experience. So certainly, because a person can move, say a 70-year-old, he's moving like this, but he got timing on you. He'll seem like he's moving faster.
Of course.
I work with people, and I'm just moving slowly. We got the timing on them, and they start moving their hands all fast and shit because they think I'm moving fast. I'm not. It's just the timing on them. Now I can move fast, but I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, bro.
So training consistently, it builds up your reflexes, your mind. When and that's why elders should train. When I had my strokes, they were like, they didn't understand how I'm still walking, how I can still read, how I was still cognizant. And I said, because I know something. And it's the martial arts. Well, I know two things, martial arts and Ifa. But with the martial arts, we always do training for our brain, both sides of the brain and things in African martial arts. So my synapses, the ones that were destroyed, they were like, hey, you're building, other parts of your brain right now. Like when they did the second MRI, right? They're like, it's other connections going on. And because that had been happening all my life. Martial arts will do that for you. Okay. Especially combat arts. Especially combat arts. I don't really know about the other arts, but combat arts will do that for you. So yeah, anybody at any age should train, and elders should certainly train and can be powerful, but they're not going to have the endurance like they had when they were 20. That's not going to happen.
Right. You may have
strong endurance. But
you can have exceptional endurance, but you ain't going to never be like you was. That's just... Listen, I had to learn that the hard way.
Y'all saw Mike Tyson. People were expecting Mike. Like, come on, man. I'm reading this stuff. People were expecting Mike to destroy Jake Paul. Jake Paul is what, 27? Mike is 60, 68 or some shit? 63 or some shit like that?
Oh, yeah.
65 or something like that. You can't expect him to be the Mike Tyson he was, goddamn, in the 80s, 90s.
In the 90s and the 2000s.
You can't expect him to be, because he was destroying motherfuckers. He can't destroy. He could destroy a boxer in the first, if he hits him and destroys him in the first few seconds. In the first round, you saw he was really taking it to Jake the first round. Second round a little bit, but after that, you're finished.
Right.
And this is a man who, was running and was doing things as a professional athlete for years. He got back in the gym, built some of it back, but you can't get it all back.
Not just that. He's getting cell therapy. He's getting all types of enhancements that you will never get. But he's also destroyed his body in a way that you'll probably never. If you're not a professional athlete, you haven't destroyed your body.
Right.
So even it's better examples of stamina than that. And for his age, even though he has done so much cardio and stuff like that, he's also done so much damage to himself. That's something
there is. So in MMA, you got.
What is this food talking about?
You got Randy Lords.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's Randy Lord. Randy. I don't know why I said Lords. It's Randy. Anyway, they call him Captain America. He was like 42, 43 wrecking mugs. But it was through intelligence wrecking mugs. He was a wrestler first, and he using the angles. He was wrecking mugs. He was a champion, right? Then you had, of course, Anderson Silva, who's 40-something, but Anderson Silva, if you all remember, he kicked the guy with normal kick that he would destroy people with, and the guy blocked with his shin. He hit with his shin. That guy's 20-something-year-old shin, his 40-something-year-old shin, and it broke. And that's what ended Anderson Silva's career in MMA. Okay?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I knew that.
So,
I
did not get that from a Caucasian. Okay, you're talking about the lentils. Lentils, love lentils and quinoa. Let's see.
Why can't blacks invent metal?
Can you make a good do-it-yourself Faraday cage? Oh, yeah.
I don't know what a Faraday cage is. You got to tell me that.
A Faraday cage is a cage that you can put in your electronics and things. So if there's an electromagnetic pulse, it won't destroy it.
Okay.
You can put your laptop in there, your phones, electronic pulse, electromagnetic pulse hits. Those objects are fine.
Can't you just put that one of them kind of bags that you used to shoplift in so you can get past the metal detector?
No, you can't. That's
Oh, my
a
fault. I thought
little
it
bit
was
different, but
one. Yeah, my fault. My fault. I'm tripping.
let me see. I saw a guy, ex-military guy from TSA training how to defend against a jab by pivoting and capturing the arm. Hyperextending the opponent. He said it separated his bicep. Fight over. It separated the opponent's bicep. You're talking about because he hyperextended his arm. I can imagine that. I thought you meant from me doing the block was my arm separated.
Okay.
Yes. And that's a deflection. If he got off the line and he pivoted and captured the arm, that's not a block. He's deflecting. Okay. He deflected and then he grabbed the arm. He deflected then captured. Then he struck the arm to hyperextend it, I guess. That will tear the meat off the bone. Yes.
Yeah, he went further, capturing opponent's arm with his two front from high guard.
From high guard, one arm behind, one arm in front. I guess like this. Maybe. Now, there was hold on, I'll be back. I was going to talk about Master Moreland and Light Burley's
okay. All right.
Thing. I'll be right back.
Yes, sir. Generational love, peace, and peace, everybody. Shout everybody out. Some of these names I can't pronounce. So I'll let Baba do it, but CBC voter, I can pronounce this. You know what I'm saying? Peace. Generational love said lentils are my favorite and fast to make. Yes, they are. You men could teach me much. Appreciate it. Thank you. We learn from each other. I appreciate Eagle Claw with an extra pressure within the formation with Pinky and hey, I used to do it. You know, I used to do in the 90s. I did Kung Fu. It was these guys. It was two dudes that were very proficient in Kung Fu. I told the story before. I was in high school. I wrestled with martial artists that they also wrestled. So after wrestling practice, the coach would let the star, which was my homeboy Andre, give him the keys and let him stay and lock up. So we would stay in there and fight. And he did Taekwondo, Mario did Kung Fu, Steve did Kung Fu, and Glenn did American Kempo. And I ain't do nothing, I just wrestled, but I would act like I did stuff because I used to play martial arts every day. But I learned Eagle Claw. It's just so funny. We talk about that, like stuff like that. Eagle Claw, you know, mantis, crane, snake, like those things can work. Could possibly, but they are so fine. They just it's not gross motor. You know what I'm saying? Like to all that right there. That's like it's kind of. I guess what we would do, like even tiger and all that, like it's so foreign to the way your hand should be, leopard paw, you know, because we got a ginger fist, you know what I'm saying, but that's still holding your fist the same way, so we don't have to think about
like you're knocking on something.
Yeah, so we don't have to all these different types of dragon and all those things, man.
And all that.
It's either open for us. It's very simple and efficient. It's open and then it's closed. You know what I'm saying? I could be like this, or I could turn it like that. It's the same thing, but not just. You know what I'm saying? Yep, it could be turned that way, but it's still the same thing. So we don't have to think a lot about that, and it's covering more.
That same.
Your adrenaline pumping. It's gonna be hard to. You know, unless you put in a lot of hours, and then you're limited to what you can do with that. First, you have to train it forever and ever and ever to even use it in certain situations. Now you gotta, that's a lot. So
somebody asked a question about that.
No, this he was just commenting. Just says, I appreciate Eagle Claw with the extra pressure within the formation, with pinky and ring pointing to the palm,
like that. Like that. It's Eagle Claw.
Pinky and ring.
Now, yeah, I heard what you were saying, Bile, and yes, this you'd have to train forever. You have to train with push-ups on your fingertips, things of that nature. The thing I like about Eagle Claw is it's joint locks. They call it china, but it's joint locks. I believe they have 108 locks.
I think you talked about that before.
And that's good. It's impractical as far as their entry into the locks.
But the locks themselves, though.
I'll be honest about that, but the locks themselves are good. Same way with, I was going to speak on, Master Moreland, the lock against the arm, when you put your arm behind their elbow and lock their arm. Okay, we do that as an escape from a bear hug.
Give them some backstory. What you talking about real quick.
So, Light Burley is a 52 block expert, and he does these videos where they show martial artists. They send them videos. He finds some and martial arts demos, and he'll say, "Okay, this is good," or he'll say that's some bullshit. Most of the stuff he posts, is bullshit. And I agree with him on most of it, right? He posted this thing with Master Moreland. Master Moreland is a well-respected master in Georgia.
Yes.
Really all over, but that he's known in Georgia. And he said, I'm gonna. Okay. So he said, what? No, what? Oh, ain't no bananas. So he says, I'm gonna talk about this master, even though he's well respected. And he said, I just have to point out his bullshit technique. And Master Moreland is doing technique where his son does the punches or something, does a punch, I think. And he blocks the punch, and he says, you got, for him to block punch like that, he said, that ain't gonna really happen. They're gonna block a punch. We said, but if he blocks, and the guy leaves his arm out like that, sure. And he turns and locks his, that's his son who's doing the demo with him. But I don't think Lightning that. And he locks his arm, and the son going, because it's a painful lock. Light Burley destroyed him. Destroyed him with the video.
Yeah.
I personally know Master Moreland, okay? Master Moreland is a great martial artist. That technique was not definitive of Master Moreland. I'll just say that. And I don't know why he was displaying a technique like that, but I would say a lot of great martial artists, they do. The person punches, lead a hand out, and they do the technique. That's terrible. Especially when you're looking at it from a 52 block perspective, because they deal with a lot of boxing.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't leaving their hand out, right? We only do that lock if a person grabs you. So you grab, you pull their hands down to your waist. You lock the arm behind their arm, and then you turn out, and you got them what we call a kuka, which is a chicken wing lock, right? And then you put your thigh against their thigh, your back thigh against their front thigh, and you crank the arm. You separate it. Now, from a lot of positions, you can do that like that lock that way. But against a punch, no, you're not doing that lock like that. So if y'all get a chance to look at Light Burley's videos, I imagine we're gonna pop up on that one day. I hope you'll be like, these guys are real, not bullshitting. I'll be cracking up because I can back anything that we do.
Of course.
And we're doing it from sense too, not
experience also.
Right. Now, he had Farrakhan's grandson on there. Elijah.
He did.
Farrakhan. Yeah, he had him on there. And he said,
the one I was talking about to be in the suit.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah, they got on these cheap suits.
Oh no. Oh no.
They represent God. It was so funny, man. And then he said he blocks and he comes under. Why he punch him in his underarm and his chin is right there? And that made sense. He's done two with him that I've seen. He did when he said, "What's that?" Hitting him with the backhand against his waist like that. What's he doing? Hitting him in the waist. And I mean, he has some very funny commentary on martial arts.
Oh man, have I been waiting for Light Burley to make these reels? I think deep down in my heart.
Now we're gonna do videos upcoming. We're asking people on the street, what would you do against this? And going to martial arts schools and asking them. But Light Burley's commentary videos, those are great. Great.
Lord have mercy. Have you watched Invincible Fight Girl?
Yes.
What's that? What's that?
Love it. So Invincible Fight Girl is about.
Is it a cartoon anime or?
Yeah, it's a cartoon anime. She's a black girl who wants to be a wrestler.
Hold on, don't even say no. I might have to watch this.
Yeah, she wants to be a wrestler. That's all I say. She goes on her journey to train from a black woman. This little black woman, Poblana. Have you seen the Poblano peppers? The Poblano peppers. She wears a big Poblana pepper on her back. Poblana, she's a master, and she wants to learn from her.
Okay.
It's some great, it's a great little thing, especially for those into wrestling, specifically African wrestling.
Peace, elusive views.
Let's see. My eyes were hurting recently when I gave them a rest from screen. Your eyes were hurting when you gave them a rest from the screen. I guess you had to give them a rest because your eyes were hurt.
Yeah, bro. Maybe.
But yes, I watched. Yeah, Invincible Fight Girl is good. I've watched all episodes. Okay, you can go ahead.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I can't go now. I'm on the show. Okay. You know that.
You just being funny.
Let me say.
You being funny, good little girl.
I'm still most interested in Hebrew Israelite bloodline responsibilities in connection with Yah's presence by his Ruach HaKodesh. Audiobooks have become a favorite also. Faith by hearing. Okay. All right, Generation Love.
That's what's up. My favorite, is this what you said? My favorite has always been a keto bridge with jiu-jitsu and Wing Chun.
On the show, okay? Ominiki, aka Storm. Yeah. Yeah. She's the whirlwind of death, though. She's more powerful than Storm. All right. Good commercial break. Peace, Baba. Peace, Bile. Peace, Elusive Views.
He says his favorite has always been Aikido bridge with Jiu-Jitsu and
Why
Wing
can't
Chun.
blacks invent metal?
Yeah, I don't know who it is. I saw that.
I don't know what that means. Nobody has invented metal.
You can't invent metal, can you?
What you can invent? Yeah, you can invent
An alloy.
Not even alloy, because that's still not invented.
No, it's
God, what do you call it?
I messed you up when
Like
I said alloy.
Fake wood. They can make a fake metal, I guess. Let me see. You ignorant as hell. They did and refined it for and better than Europeans through the 19th century. Much of London is composed of it. Who you talking to, Manifesto?
He was talking to the guy that said we can't make metal.
Oh, but Manifesto said they did. We can work metal.
Yeah, we didn't create.
And we can make alloys. Yes.
Oh, he said invent metal weapons. First, he said, "Why can't blacks invent metal?"
Yeah, right. He said metal. Okay, warrior invents metal. Right. You said invent metal.
Why can't you
metal weapons? Yes, you are. I believe it's a troll because goddamn.
Of course he is.
We were the first people to invent metal weapons. What are you talking about? Anyway,
glad to see him.
Let's see here.
Yep.
Really bad, aka really uneducated. Okay. Bile, block this troll.
He gone. He realized it wasn't nothing for him. He left.
Let's see. Or give me mad abilities, please. Look, chat, guys. Look, chat. Let me see. My favorite has always been Aikido, bridge with Jiu-Jitsu and Wing Chun, or American Kempo for striking. Filipino knife and stick fighting for limb extension. Jeet Kune Do approach. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a lot of a lot of high spots in there. But hey, if you worked out how to make them all work together, boom, good. That's good. Let's see.
People too.
Yeah, both timing. Peace, Baba and brother Bile. Ali Cologne. I really enjoy these sessions. Baba, could you recommend someone in the DC or Baltimore area? In DC. Willie the Bam Johnson.
Willie the Bam Johnson.
Willie the Bam Johnson teaches.
You can tell he fought in real life.
He fought. He was a forms champion, different stuff like that. He teaches. Kung Fu, some type of Kung Fu, but he also. Now I want to say he trained with Bosun Mark, but I'm not sure. Bosun Mark is Donnie Yan's mother. But she's in Boston, but I'm not sure if he did. There's a Dennis, I believe it's Dennis. Is it Dennis Brown? In DC he trained with, but he also teaches 52 blocks. So you can get that from him as well. Let's see. So that's in DC. Baltimore.
Be more.
Really don't.
Boy, what is it?
I really can't think of a person now. The philosophy of Aikido I prefer. Martial arts, boxing, and exercise in general is about self-discipline.
That's true.
Martial arts, boxing, and the opponent to conquer every day is the self. Serve with love and revelation knowledge. Yes. African metallurgy in the Atlantic world. That's a book?
Sound like a book.
That's cool. Let me see. The father time concept is real.
It is. But you can decide how that you can't decide, but you can decide to what degree that's going to affect you by how you know what I'm saying, live your life though. It's gonna happen. But you can decide it, because I see other people my age, man, and I'm like, Jesus. Like, and then at the same time, when I was 20, I knew people in high school that couldn't touch their toes. You know what I'm saying? Couldn't bend down and touch their toes.
High school, man, when I moved here, I was like, man, what is going on? 5 and 6 year olds couldn't touch their toes.
What the hell? We know what I noticed when women couldn't touch. I'm like, women can't touch. What the hell? Women can't touch their toes because I always grow with women being way more flexible than me. I'm seeing my daughter. I'm like, this is ridiculous. What happened to y'all? Anyway,
it's really just these children have a lack of training and their diet. It's caused them to stiffen.
Really is, man.
It's caused them to age before their time, man.
That and processed food, man, which is the same thing.
Right, exactly.
We didn't have all that junk.
Oof, I saw that live. It was horrific.
What are we talking about?
McBride fight. Baby, you're gonna have to either stay here or
exactly. No, you're right.
Let me see. Mike was pulling punches. Give Mike a new diet and nutrition. Mike Tyson was more ferocious in training. Is George Foreman really ready again? Agenda is just a number per minute. George Foreman, he would joke about it probably, but George Foreman at this point probably not.
Let me just say this: everybody is more ferocious in training. Everybody is ferocious in training. Everybody is more ferocious in training.
Yeah, you can be ferocious in training, but hitting on the streets or in the ring. The whole bar I was at turned into a funeral.
Whoever that is, I like how they put their hands out there on camera, like to let us know somebody else is trying to get the child. We're just not leaving the child with Baba. We trying over here. I appreciate somebody putting their hands on.
That was Ade, who's supposed to be watching her, but she just.
No wonder she. No, I knew it was somebody like Ade. He ain't trying to watch her like that. I told
her mother, you gonna leave her really for Ade to watch while I'm doing the show. So, because that's gonna be me anyway. Oh, the Chris Weidman fight. Okay, yeah.
They said he don't even want to think about children.
I saw that shin snap. Oh, I did too live. Yeah, I saw it live too. Let's see.
EMP.
Faraday is also around your fire alarm pull box at work. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
He used two arms as a vice after capture.
Yes, like that with closed fists, Baba. Let me see. Mike shadow boxing in his prime looks so devastating. Yeah, and Mike was devastating in his prime too.
Let me just say this quick. Mike shadow boxing right now looks devastating. If Mike Tyson Mike Tyson for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Like the first, understand they had clauses, so he wasn't trying. He didn't throw the uppercut because they had clauses about certain punches and stuff like that. So he wasn't going to throw the uppercut the first couple rounds. He wasn't going to try to knock him out. So that took away some of what he would have did to him. But if he could have went full out and threw everything he had, because he also was a knockdown clause where he couldn't knock him down the first round, or he wouldn't have got any money.
He wouldn't have got any money, yeah.
Right. So I'm letting y'all know, even though he did run out of steam, that was real. He ran out of steam for real. But if he could have did everything he wanted to, he would have killed that motherfucker that first round.
Now, in a real fight, I give it to Tyson. A fight does not last 5 minutes.
Right. And right now, Tyson will
last, a minute tops.
Yeah, exactly.
Unless you're fighting a jiu-jitsu motherfucker and you down.
He holding you where you can't move. He can't do
that 30 minutes and shit. But other than that,
that's why we carry tools for motherfuckers like that. I got a good quote.
Will we ever see Chronicles of Harriet Tubman graphic novel? So
talk about it, Jamal.
Probably read my Chronicles of Harriet books. Won't be a graphic novel. There's a dude who made a Harriet Tubman graphic novel, and people were attacking him. They were like, you copied off of Balagoon OJ Tade. He made video. It really struck him hard. I never said nothing to him. He made a video. He was like in the beginning, I don't know Balagoon OJ Tade. It's like a weird voice he does, and then he goes to his regular voice and all this stuff. You don't have to know me to have read the book, so that was bullshit anyway. He made Harriet Tubman Demon Hunter or something like that, which Chronicles of Harriet Tubman. She's not fighting just demons; she's fighting worse than that. But
what's the guy's name again?
You can see. I don't remember his name. I really don't know his name. You can see that he was highly inspired by me. I'll say that.
We're gonna see about you, bro.
So anyway. I probably won't do a graphic novel because people get confused, and he's out there. Now the graphic novel, I won't say who it's made by. It's made by a friend of mine, Jason Reeves, where he produced it. And he's like, what's the problem? Because before Jason knew about my book, he really isn't into books, but he's into the graphic novels and stuff. So he didn't know. I believe Milton Davis told him, this is a knockoff. But it was already, the comic book was already out. Mm. So, anyway. Now I was asked by the creator of the title steampunk, the person who coined the phrase. He said to me, he called me. He said, he's British. He said, we'd like to do publish your Chronicles of Harriet again ourselves. If you can expand it to 90,000 words, I believe he said. And at that time, now I write 100,000, 150,000 word novels. But back then, I was struggling to do 60,000, 65,000 words. So I knew I couldn't do it. And I said to my, that's nice, but I wouldn't be able to do it. And this was at the height of steampunk, But at that time, I knew I couldn't do a 90,000 word book at that time. Now, of course I could. Let me see. Age is more than a number. Yes, age is more than a number. People say that age ain't nothing but a number. That's a motherfucker who young and don't know what they talking about. They ain't hit no age yet.
Right. They 30 something.
Right. When Aaliyah made the song, they 20 something or younger. When Aaliyah made that song, I think she was 15.
Oh, I see what you mean. That's usually from the perspective of a young person when they try to say it don't matter that I'm young.
Number they saying they want an older guy.
Right.
Or if an old dude is saying that bullshit, he knows it's bullshit. He's trying to get that young woman.
Hey man, okay.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
All right, but we got to stop everything. Time out.
Mm-hmm.
Before we read any more of these, I got a complaint. I got a social media complaint. Mm-hmm. And I got to add you in the chat real quick. This ain't going to take long. So someone that we both know on Facebook had posted that they, I'm not going to repeat they post verbatim because I really don't want it to be associated with who it is. Mm-hmm. But they basically was saying, the men that's preying on these young girls, it's disgusting, blah, 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 blah. Everything all correct. She's like, it's no such thing as a fast little girl. And of course, me. At the comment, I say, I agree with 100%, except it may be a reason for it, but there definitely is a such thing as fast little girls. Mm-hmm. I said, even me with a daughter that was definitely not fast, I've been with my daughter when girls her age would say stuff to me. I've been with my baby mother in the mall where teenage girls would come walk right between us, stop and say something to me right in front of her. Like, you can't. She was like, I said what I said. Oh shit! Oh, I'm like, I said, oh, clearly that's illogical. Okay, and let it go. But what in the hell are we doing now, man?
Well, because you said it's somebody we both know.
Yes. Yeah, we know. I could tell you. You know exactly who it is.
I'm the person I'm thinking who it is. They wear white all the time. Okay. So a lot of women who've been traumatized.
I knew it.
That's
what I thought.
Right. So
speaking from pain.
Right. And we have to understand that, because I've seen some fast girls myself who are inappropriate in their actions.
Let's be honest.
But if you've been traumatized, you may not. Perception precedes all action, right? So her perception may be, no, that guy's just a victimizer. So she may not see it as that. I can't question that, because it's speaking from trauma, right? So I know that's speaking from trauma, because come on now. Now, anyway, greetings, warrior class family and teachers. Love the work you all do from your Okinawa, Korean, Japanese comrade and brother. Sorry if this was already asked, but what are some of the differences? Hold on. Some of the differences. What are some of the differences and similarities between African martial arts styles, traditions, East Asian martial arts style tradition, South Asian martial arts style, Southeast Asian martial arts style? Okay. Number one. Yes, and thank you for your question. Alchemy Beats. Number one, since most of us got 4 arms, 4 legs, maybe less, usually not more. Usually not more. There's going to be similarities in how we move, but in the delivery of the technique, there's going to be great differences, because our mindset is different. So the mindset of a Southeast Asian and an East Asian are so different in how they approach self-defense, how they approach combat, that it's going to be different. They may be doing the same technique, but it's going to look different. So there's a karate stylist, Jesse Encamp, who said he had learned this technique of you he didn't say brush, but he called deflect with a so-and-so, and then you block out with this hand, and you slap down, and then you punch. Well, that's in the East Asian arts. I think they call it Hubert. It's in the African martial arts. We call it energy drills. Or you're saying it in wrestling, movements exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
So that itself lets you know, okay, well, we now there's no connection between East Asia and Japan, I don't think, Okinawa, other than Japanese traveling to East Asia and invading it, there's no connection between Japan and Africa. I'm talking about martial artists. There's a connection somewhat between East Asia, well, Indonesia in particular, and Ghana. You look at the kente cloth. They both. There's a story that says the African gave kente cloth to the Indonesians in exchange for the Indonesians' martial arts. They could be. But there, across the board, you have these techniques: pummeling, which is an energy drill, energy drills. Across the board, every continent, every culture, but their use of them will be different based on where they're from.
Right.
The African knows that's a drill to increase sensitivity, to learn how to move. So we're not trying to use it as a technique itself. The East Asian knows that too. Some martial artists use that as an actual technique, energy drill, or pummeling. Now you can use pummeling and energy drills in the technique, but as a technique itself, no. So we'll have different mindsets, but movements will be similar. I've learned that over the years. You know, what Capoeira calls Jenga, we call female step. Switching from one side to the other, female step. But we don't constantly move in that like they constantly move in that. But we do have constant movement of the hands, you know, in an elliptical way, whereas they use their feet constantly doing, you know, different stuff. So that's where the similarities, there are a multitude of differences because the mindset is different. But the similarities are in the movements, of course. Okay.
The
some
philosophy.
Some movement we don't do where you all do. I was saying the mindset. So, like in the Japanese, they believe in cracking the turtle shell. You reach back, and you crack the turtle shell, as they call it, with a hard punch. We don't punch that way. We don't retract our punches. We punch from here, right? And we're using our hips, feet, back, and our arms to do the strike. You know, different. There are Japanese arts that turn their hip. I think most do, especially like on a reverse punch or something like that, right? But it's retracted and punched. We don't retract. So it's just different ways of applying the same principles. Really, and there's really only 5 basic principles of martial arts, period. And then you have intermediate and advanced principles, but 5 basic principles. Okay.
Right. I like Emmanuel Briggs. I like Burley. I'm subscribing to his page. He gives good instruction.
Yes, he does. Can you recommend someone to train?
You already answered that one.
Yeah.
That is his child, CBD voter.
Yeah. So this is somebody asked whose child it was.
I see Love Grandpa.
No. This is my child. I have grandchildren too, who are younger than their auntie.
Jamal No None said true, but Harriet.
So she's an aunt, but she's older than, she's younger than her nieces and nephews. Except for one, Mina. I like Burley. I'm subscribed to his page. He gives good instructions. See, hey, sniffling, hey, sniffling babe. What are you talking about, her? Yeah, Yola. Let me see. Yeah. So it's not Grandpa CBC. It's Pa. Let me see. True, but the Harriet Vampire Hunter book wasn't as good as Chronicles. Thank you. Let me see. I appreciate martial arts for self-discipline. However, I haven't seen the arts used in Palestine, the Congo, Haiti, or Darfur. Revelation knowledge and solidarity about being a watchman is imperative. Okay, so if you've seen wrestling, that's the peacetime martial arts for those countries. Will you see them with a uniform and belt on and doing high kicks and low kicks and shit? No, you won't. But Haiti has a martial art called Tire Machete with the machete. Okay. The Congolese, I don't know. I know they have a martial art because I know they have swords. So anywhere you have weapons, you have a martial art. You're learning to use a weapon, not just unless you're just using a knife or something to cut meat.
The fact that you don't know about them is an advantage for them.
Right. And people, they're not teaching martial art like in a martial arts school like that.
Remember, Asian martial arts was not supposed to be taught over here.
Right. I haven't been in a real fight in a long time. However, we have fed the community and warned about vaccines. That's martial. I wouldn't mind private lessons from you all, though. Okay.
Bring us down. Wherever you at. Pull up.
Yeah, I mean, so warning about anything that this government has done is an act of war. So, like vaccine. So it's martial. I guess you could say that. Poblano slap fire out your ass. Yeah, the pepper and the wrestler.
Right.
Now, not out my ass. Poblano, I got to get something hotter than that. So I normally, for me, what I call a hot pepper would be scorpion pepper or California Reaper. Those are hot, even for me.
Right. Our manifesto said you refine metal. That's what you was looking for, Baba?
Yeah, you refine metal, yes. Daddy's girl, yes, she is, and she's all over me right now. Let me see. The BAM is all you heard before opponents dropped. Oh, Willie, he's talking about Willie the Bam Nelson.
Right.
The tall people in high school couldn't touch their toes.
I was tall in high school, so I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah, I could touch my toes too. I could touch my palm to the ground, as a matter of fact. Yeah. So
it was just a bunch
of
some
terrible tall folks. Let me see. The tall people in high school couldn't touch it. That's crazy. What the hell? What happened to flexible, malleable young bodies? Yeah,
Takis happen.
Right, Takis and other shit they be eating, and the Hubba Bubba bubble gum in my age, and
I tell people all the time when I see junk food now. When I see people eating junk food, I be like, "Yo, man, that's for children. You can't do that no more. Like you eating Takis and shit. That's for kids. You can't eat that. I go to my homeboy barbershop. He got a big thing of lemon heads and sweet. That's children's shit.
Not without it damaging you.
Telling you.
Baba, have you thought about adding a news segment relating self-protection to military actions going on in the world, given your expertise? Yes. In fact, I think we're going to do that for 2025. We didn't do it for 2024, 2023, 2021, because we were avoiding getting taken down.
Yes.
But since we're not monetized now, it don't matter. But yes, we're going to do that.
Since we have a Patreon, we can go more in depth.
Patreon, right? We can go much deeper. His shadow boxing was all uppercuts, overhands, and roundhouses of head flying, teeth shattering blows. Sheesh. Mike Tyson, you talking about? Yeah.
And it is official. Muhammad Ali did not throw anybody blows ever.
That's crazy.
I had to research it before I came back. Y'all see what y'all find. In my research, I have found that Muhammad Ali never threw a body shot in his professional career that we've seen in a boxing match. Y'all tell me what y'all find. I just want to throw that at y'all. So my question to y'all is, have you ever seen Muhammad Ali throw a body shot? That's my question to y'all out there. And if you have, where? Because I don't believe you. Tell me.
I'm close to 50 doing 16-hour days. The young co-workers are puzzled, usually by how. If it's tied to purpose, it's like the euphoric feeling of being in love and in light. Watch Morihei Ueshiba. Yeah, I never loved the job so much that I had a euphoric feeling from it. But damn, go ahead. You know, if you love what you do. Now, Morihei Ueshiba is the grand master, I guess you would call him, of Aikido, the creator of Aikido.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen demonstrations of Morihei Ueshiba, and he can move, and he was older than 50, that's for sure.
And one thing too is, you know, when you feel good, you do better. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely a true thing. If you like what you're doing, it's gonna make you feel good. You're gonna do it.
No, I'm glad you asked this question because I have a comment on this. I plan to go to Kenya next year. Is there a Kenyan wrestling style I should seek out while I'm there? I have poor knowledge of Eastern African martial arts, and I'll admit that. And I want to change that. That's why I said I'm going to comment on that.
Say that again, Bob.
I have poor knowledge of East African martial arts.
Okay.
South African, North African, West African, I know about. Central African a little bit. East African, I know about Nuba wrestling. That's it. From East Africa. Nuba wrestling is it. I don't know about anything else. I don't know. People talk about, the Egyptian martial art and shit. I don't know what it
is. It's all funny hearing you say that.
Because I mean, the Egyptians. What are you talking about? What
Egyptians?
Right. What's an Egyptian? Yoruba used to be Egyptians.
The Yoruba were the Egyptians.
Right, and they left when the crackers started coming down into Egypt. They left and migrated west, escaping what they knew was coming. So they migrated all the way west. In that too, they shared their martial art. Others shared their martial arts with them. They shared their religion. Others shared their religion with them. So you get in Yoruba land a hybrid of, and in fact, the Yoruba, that's not their name. That was given to them by the Hausa. But the Yoruba people, their religion, Ifa, is a hybrid. I practice it, okay? So I know it's a hybrid. People, it's the oldest religion in the world. That's a lie. The religion has 3 divination systems. The palm nuts, the divination chain, and the cowrie shells. Right? I've learned all 3 systems. Why? Because it comes from 3 different peoples. Okay. It's a good system, but it's a hybrid. Well, so are their martial arts. So are most martial arts. Are hybrids. This people met with this person. They cross-pollinated their arts. They cross-pollinated their religion, their culture. That's why we say African martial arts, not Nigerian martial arts, not whatever. And I always had the plan to go to East Africa, learn and take techniques from them and put it in Egbe Ogun. That was always the plan. South Africa. My father sent me a bunch of videos of South African martial arts. And he said the one thing that it's his white boy, Burton Richardson, who went over and learned South African martial arts. He said the one thing that you see in that video, Burton Richardson is going at it with, he does Filipino arts too. He's going at it with a young boy. They had him with the young boys, first of all, not the men. But he's going at it with this young boy aggressively. And then the chief comes out and gives him the business. And then goes back in his crawl, they call it, but it goes back in this house, giving Burton Richardson the business. So he was saying, African martial arts, they will give it to whoever, white people, whatever. But as long as you paying them, but they will put a white person with the boys, a black person they will put with the men. That's the difference in your learning. And I hope you all know you can learn from boys, but you're really gonna learn from men when they put you in there. You can learn from the teenagers, or you can learn from Ade, my son, who's 22. But you're not gonna learn like you're gonna learn from me. That's shooting, that's whatever, right? Except what he got in college that I didn't get. Okay, because we got two different majors, of course. So that was that. Anyway, so I don't know what you can get from what martial art is in Kenya. What martial arts, I'm sure, because there's more than one culture. But I'm sure you'll find. But what you're mostly going to find probably is some Arabic type thing, like in Egypt, they got Nabut, which is an Arabic form of stick fighting. It's not the traditional stick fighting or sword fighting of Egypt. It's not. Okay. I know in Ethiopia, they've got, it's called Rai AC. I forget the name of the art. People call it testa. That's an Italian word for the martial art. It's mainly headbutts and use some elbows and knees. I know that's in Ethiopia.
Excuse me, Bo.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany Bowman. Was she supposed to come to class?
Yeah, she's supposed to come to class.
I was thinking, I'm sitting here looking at this. I was like, what?
But that's I'm used to that.
See how you do, Brittany?
We're gonna
call you out. I think we said we was gonna call you out too. If we see
what's a good way to learn beginner's land navigation?
Okay.
Get yourself a map and learn to read it. That's the first. So you get a map, learn to read a topographical map, not just any old map.
Right.
And you learn to read what are rivers, hills, roads. Learn to read that first. Then you learn to read when it says like J, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, J, You learn what that means, so you go to that sector and you learn what's in that sector. Then you get yourself a compass and you actually go out there. Pick a sector on a map, and a map that, like in your town or something like that. Now, don't go off and you never did land navigation, and learn to navigate with that compass. Move with that compass. That's the easiest way to learn. What were the 3 greatest things that Special Forces taught you?
Great question.
How to deal with pain. How to effectively teach others.
I knew that was going to be the one. Yo, you thinking? Can I stay the third one?
Go ahead. What do you think?
No, I wonder. Can you? Is you in your head saying, "Can I say the third one? Should I say the third one?"
No. Yeah, the one that I'm thinking I'm not gonna say. But the other 2 are surely.
Yeah, I knew you would say that about teaching, because you talk about that all the time.
Teaching, dealing with pain, and I would say how to build up endurance, but that's dealing with pain, really. Those would be the 3 that I can talk about or will talk about. Baba, have you considered adding?
Yes.
Now, I will say this. Some things I learned, I won't say they're wicked, but they are oppressive. Those aren't good things, but they can be used. They can be used effectively in other ways. So I'll say that. Baba, have you considered adding a segment relating self-protection to military actions going in the world? I thought we did that, right?
Yeah.
I'm out. Thank you for the detailed answer.
Peace,
and
bro.
for sharing your knowledge and time. Peace. I was in high school in the early aughts, by the way. Yeah, me too. I was in high school in the early 80s. So you around my age then.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I graduated from high school in 1985.
Okay.
85. Baba bought back Hubba Bubba, brings me back to Big League Chew. Yeah, I used to chew Big League too.
Yes, sir. But I love that Big League Chew. If I could get it, that was the big.
I don't think you can get that no more. I mean, I wouldn't mess with any chew or bubble gum now, but I used to do that Hubba Bubba though, boy.
Yes, sir.
Let me see. And when people, catch the Holy Ghost and they be speaking in tongues, they go, "Oh, Hubba Bubba Shango." I used to always say that. Hubba Bubba. I was saying Hubba Bubba Shango before I knew who Shango was.
Y'all bless y'all and all the name. I appreciate you, bro. I know. I manifesto. That's how I find it hard to believe too.
What is so unscrupulous? Yes, it is. Yah bless you all in the name of Yahoshua HaMashiach. Excuse me for messing up the Hebrew. Thank you. God bless you too. I find that hard to believe, Bile. I'll have to research.
The Ali.
Yeah. I find it hard to believe too. I'm gonna have to research that. Don't they do that taped up one hammer fist dueling in Kenya? No, that's Nigeria.
Yeah.
So that's house of boxing. It's called Dambe. That's called Dambe. Yeah, it's called Dambe. Yeah, that's house of boxing. So the one fist is put wrapped up. That's the spear. The other hand's the shield.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all still dealing with war, but that's the peacetime version of it. Okay. Resin wrapped fist with battering force blows. Yes, that's to represent the spear. He didn't know that the chief hates bullies.
Talking
Right,
about
right.
the.
Right. Let me see.
Okay, we hear you, Brittany.
Wait a minute, I haven't had a chance yet. Laughing out loud, talking about the class. Okay, good. All right.
Brittany, no showman.
Exactly. Let's see. Don't be out in the Catskills and you from Camden. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest that either.
Right. You're talking about land navigation. Right. Don't do it. And say Baba had me go out here. No. I'm telling you, go practice first with what you're familiar. Then you can go out in unfamiliar territory. In fact, when I do survival camps, first part of land navigation that I do is getting there's one point where students have to get to a place within a certain time and get back to the place. Okay. Pick up some kind of food item or something like that and then get back. That's the first I deal with it. So it's in the city first.
Urban survival.
Right. How does one deal with unrelenting pain? Okay. So now unrelenting pain, damn.
It's unrelenting. You can't deal
with it. It's unrelenting. But deal with relenting pain. Okay, there are certain techniques, breathing techniques, and in fact, there's a mental technique where you go into
house, a room.
You go into your mental palace. Yes, you sleep.
Peace, y'all, Lagoon.
Greetings, how you doing? Greetings.
That's my wife.
Greetings, world.
So you go into your mental palace, and that's your safe haven in your mind, and you're able to put up walls in there, everything in there. We'll deal with that in one class, as a matter of fact. What are the three biggest similarities you see between Ifa and martial arts?
Peace, brother Lawrence.
What has that's Baba Shango Dare. He's a Babalao too. What has reaching the level of instructor and Babalao taught you? Okay, I reached the level of an instructor long before I became a Babalao. But what are the three biggest similarities you see between Ifa and martial arts? Okay, number one, Ifa says we don't meet force with force. Well, so does African martial arts, and and I'm sure others do too. So we don't meet force on force. We meet it either getting off the X, getting off the line, you meet it, or we brush it, keep it going that way. Well, same in life. We either get off, somebody attacking us verbally or whatever, we get off the line, or we brush it off, let it keep going that way. Maybe give them something while they're going that way. So that's one way. Another way, to be honest, so in Ifa, we're taught. So I'll let you all know. When a person is divining, you don't watch their hands. You watch the tray. Well, Also, in the martial arts, you don't watch the hands. The hands are too quick. You watch the sternum, because the sternum, you can see the elbow. The elbow moves a quarter speed of the fist, particularly when you're dealing with a knife. You want to deal with the slower elbow than you want to deal with that hand, which you may not see that blade. Okay. It's a lot. Third, I'd say third is how do I word it? Any fire, we know that God exists in us. The Orisha exists in us. The Orisha are the forces of nature, personified. They exist in us. And I take the knife and I do that often, show that the knife is Ogun, but you put that on the floor or a desk or something, it can't hurt you unless you do something to cut yourself or something. But I can hurt you though, because Ogun is in me, right? I pick up the Ogun, the iron, the sword, the knife, I can hurt you more. And that goes with the Odu, Okanon, Osa. It's 256 Odu, which is our bodies of knowledge. But Odu, Okanon, Osa, one essay says, what good is the cutlass except human beings pick it up? What good is the hoe except human beings pick it up? What good is the rake except human beings pick it up? Right? So what good is spirit except human beings pick it up, except it's in us? You get into an accident, you don't say somebody, some spirit, save me. You say somebody save me. Because no matter what your religion is, you know that spirit that's coming to save you is coming in a well-shaped man or woman.
Even if you're saying God help me, you hoping somebody gonna come.
Right, you're hoping somebody come. And you'll say, God sent that person.
Right.
God sent that person. God controlled that surgeon's hand. That surgeon had God in them, had Ogun in them when they used that scalpel. Okay. So those are the three biggest things in the martial arts and in Ifa that I see, that those similarities are there. What has reaching the level of instructor and Babalao taught me.
Real quick, if I lend you some money, don't say God helped you. I need you to say I helped you. You can cut it. I'm a representative.
God, not representing is God coming to you.
Right.
What is reaching the level of instructing Babalao taught me? Humility.
Talk about it. That was big right there.
You can't be the instructor that or the Babalao that you will be unless you have humility with that. And it's best that you learn it, then you get humiliated, and then you're humbled. It's best to learn humility than to have it forced upon you.
Whew. Okay. Amen to that one.
So that's what.
Be humble or be humbled. Ain't that what they say?
Be humble, right? That's a few of the things I've gotten from Ifa and the martial arts combined. Which have I gotten more from? I say at this point in my life, equal. I've done the martial arts twice the length of time I've done Ifa, but I've gotten equal from them. At one point, the answer would have been martial arts more.
it's interesting. As I'm looking at your life from the outside, I'm thinking, yeah, I think it's going to always be even because at one time, like you may have needed one more than the other. You know what I'm saying? Like, or at one time you knew more one than the other, but still the way you was living your life was different. So it's like everything is coming. You know what I mean? It's kind of shaping the way it's supposed to shape out.
Right. So, well, I still know more of martial arts than I know of Ifa, and I still got a lot to learn from both.
I think you always will know more martial arts than Ifa, or have a better understanding of it. Because you've had it longer and you got longer to sit with it. It's like me trying to catch a person 5 years above, ahead of me, training to keep training. You know what I mean? You're gonna be chasing that.
But I love them both, and
I know you do.
And they both shaped my life. Okay, saved my life. As a matter of fact.
Emmanuel Briggs says, what are the best clothes recommendations for survival situation? Military surplus or something else?
A combination. So you can do not wear combat boots. Do not, for your survival, wear combat boots. God damn, those boots are terrible.
The two worst boots you can get: combat boots and Timberlands.
when I was in the military, okay, you issue combat boots. When you get in special forces, you can wear your boots. Wear the boots that you want. They got to be. All of us had, well, most of us had Danner boots on. We did not wear the issue combat boots except with our Class A uniform. So Class A, I got my boots spit shine. I put on my Class A is, the suit. Put on my Class A uniform with and tuck my pants into my boots because we could do that where other people couldn't. And boom. But for any mission, and nowadays, ain't no way in the world I'd wear no goddamn combat boots. Your feet be torn up. So don't get combat boots. Now the BDU, I think they call them something different now, but the BDU, battle dress uniform, that's great for your survival gear. You can put that in there, but also early on in survival. So if everything fell down now, get you some comfortable jeans, okay, and wear, because you don't want to be wearing military gear out there and people see you and you got a backpack and shit and people going to say, he got something and I'm going to take it.
Real quick, Bobby, is there a book that will show you or explain to you when things break down how you might want to move? Because it's one thing to know what to put in the go bag and all that, but it's another thing to know how, like what you just said, how do you know? If you don't know something, it don't exist. Is there a book saying things like that to tell you how to move, when to move?
Yeah, there are a few books like that. One, and I hate when Bile does it. One is the Urban Self-Defense Manual.
USPI manual.
Urban Self-Defense Manual.
It's important though, man, seriously, because there ain't no way to get this type of information condensed like this, except for.
Yeah, so you can get that, and it deals with what clothes you should wear and things of that nature. But you,
a billionaire is saying it's a reset about to happen.
Some military surplus plus a combination of like Walmart. I hate to advertise them, but some cheap jeans or the Goodwill or something like that.
I was about to say thrift it out.
But your shoes, your boots, your hiking boots and things like that, you want to get. That's where you spend your money at. If you know, and your tools and your footwear. That's where your money should go.
Boy, it makes all the difference. You got a bunion rubbing, you ain't gonna skip. That'd be life or death. You try to get away with a bunion rubbing against your boot in your boot. Woo!
Blisters and shit.
Oh my God!
I've seen dudes when I was in basic training, all that shit on those feet, and they end up going to medical and having to do basic training over because their feet got destroyed. We did a 20-mile rock march in basic, right? So 20 mile, and at the end, you know, you hyped up, so you running for the last mile. You running because you hyped. And afterwards, I saw dudes just collapse, and it wasn't from tired. We had the stamina at that point. It was from your feet. Oh God! Put them on the put them on the not gut truck. Put them on the truck, the medic truck, and they take you on to medical. Their feet were jammed up, and you know the sergeant say, don't run for the last part, don't run. They know that's gonna happen because they've done this many times, and so we all running. They walking, of course, and our feet. My feet were fine. I had some good. They were number one. They're just, you know, okay, your feet this size, and they put it on, but you may have abduction in your feet, adduction. They don't account for that, and so I mean, you know, people are having some problems.
Right.
Blisters bad. So let me see. Adam Chan has that philosophy in his Kung Fu too. Adam Chan. Damn. Like a Chinese version of me. Adam Chan. Like Adam Swan, he Adam Chan. If you relax and meet the force with softness and divert direction, you can break strong opponents' attack blocks. Okay. Yeah, that's true.
It's so funny. My head just pictured all these different versions of you teaching the same shit, like the
AI versions. You know.
The Mexican dude that was popping that looked like you. I'm gonna post him over here. Y'all got to see that guy. But anyway,
let me see. On Cloud.
Yes.
On Cloud has the best ankle support, lightest desert boots ever. On Cloud. That's the name of the company.
And yes, Tim's
lightest desert boots ever. Oh, sure. Okay. And On Cloud, I'm gonna have to.
It's a few good ones out there. It's some few good. It's some good boots out. Companies out there.
Yeah. Don't be like that psycho with full BDU and red party shades in that movie Civil War. Civil War. What do with red? Oh, the nut. Yeah.
Let me ask you about how do you feel about people who have these security systems that intruder, the voice says intruder, it goes red inside the house and music starts playing and all of that. How do you feel about those type of systems?
You know, a security system in your house, and like I said, intruder goes in and it start playing music.
Yeah, they have them set up where you can program it how you want. So a lot of people showing theirs where the voice would be like intruder alert. Then it goes all red in the house and plays like heavy metal, like it's time to die and all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if it was me, if I was an intruder and you know it's playing the music, I'd be hey, while I'm still taking your shit. So I don't know how effective that is because I'm already in the house.
Like, how do you think you're gonna psych out the criminal by playing?
And I'm already in the house. And if I'm in the house, most criminals they've cased your house, so they know you're gone. So that won't do much.
And say they're in there, Okay, so now you just alert me to be on alert.
And that too.
I just don't understand people's mind frame.
And it's talking about heavy metal, you're about to die stuff. Well, now I'm going through the house like I'm in a kill house. I got a whole different energy now.
You hyped up the situation, like, yo, man, not knowing something and then acting on what you don't know and double downing on the shit is crazy. It's crazy. I just had to bring that up because I'm seeing that.
If you walk a lot like the most of us, make sure you cut your toenails. Yes.
That was a big one too. That's big.
Yes, big, huge.
Yeah.
I went to a tournament with a friend of mine who owns a martial arts.
I got flat feet. I manifest. I feel you.
And he hadn't cut his toenails. He was sparring, kicked the dude in the body, and the dude blocked or something with his elbow, and it hit that toe with the uncut nail, his big toe, and knocked that. He did it, knocked his toenail off, and he was in so much pain. So I'm carrying this stuff for him, and we went back to the hotel room. The whole night, he was asleep. He took some what you call it, painkiller, but I forget what you call it. But he went to sleep, and he was hollering the whole time, even in his sleep. And he woke up. He said, I didn't snore nothing, did I? Said, man, you were hollering the whole time. He's like, what? I said, man, you are. Let's get you to a hospital before we were in upstate New York. Let's get you to a hospital first before we leave here.
Mm-hmm.
Because you ain't gonna be able to take the drive all the way back to Chicago from New York, and your foot is like that, man. So we went to the hospital for him. But yeah, that bunny would be a 50D burn. Yes, way late. Having flat feet doesn't help. But yeah, he got flat feet. So
yeah.
Do you teach how to use and make booby traps in your book? No, not in my book. I teach how to make booby traps, but not in my book.
Someone has been on his back about the booby traps and house traps and all that shit.
But certain things I won't put in the book.
No.
You don't have that in writing with me. Let me see. An army marches on its stomach, but their feet get them there. Yes. So what that means is an army, food is important. An army marches on the stomach, but their feet get them there. So you get there by walking. So you got to take care of your feet, and you got to take care of your stomach.
And if just real quick, if you have flat feet and you have to walk long distance, right? This may sound stupid, but what helps you is to make sure when you're walking that you walk heel to toe and you spread your toes as you walk, heel to toe, heel to toe. That helps a whole lot. And insoles for flat feet people. Put insoles when you got these boots. If they don't, if I buy expensive, I invest in insoles. I put them in. Even my Jordans, I put in. I don't even like my Dubai. Got comfortable shoes, but I still put insoles in those too. So just remember that. And I keep 800 milligrams on deck.
That's the stuff. I put 800 milligrams that he used for his toe. Yes.
I keep that in my to-go bag. I keep 800 milligram ibuprofen.
So I keep hydrocodone in my go bag.
Little cocaine.
I'm allergic. I don't keep no cocaine, but I'm allergic to any narcotic. Oh. But I keep that for other people in case they're injured. So you got to think of other people too.
I'm gonna have cigarettes and everything when shit fall off. You better believe they $10 a pack right now too.
Because people need it. I'll be like, give me that box of ammo for this bottle of alcohol here.
Cigarettes are more important in prison than weed and alcohol.
You say what is?
Cigarettes. $10 a pack out here. You know what it is inside? One cigarette is $10. Anyway, we keep going.
Let me see. For that toenail won't help much. Oh, ibuprofen. Yeah, he took like 2. He was still you know, it got him to Chicago, but he was still hurting. Like every bump, he was You said that a while back, Bile, and now I do walk heel to toe. Okay.
Good job, good job. Damn, it's 3:00. We didn't talk to.
Oh, okay.
Look at that.
2F Daddy had them talons.
Oh, yeah, she was talking about when her feet look like her daddy because she cut her. Wrestling to teach you that, man. I always keep my nails and toenails cut. You learn that in wrestling because you can hurt somebody and you can hurt yourself with nails.
What you put in my cut? Go ahead. Here. That's gross.
Thanks for the mushroom coffee on.
So I had mushroom coffee in there. And she put her applesauce on top of it.
Oh.
It was a dry
mushroom
coffee in the dry. Okay, cool.
What are the shoes besides clouds, and what are the top 10 essential items to go into the go bag? We about to go now. We're gonna have to ask you to watch this show.
Yeah. So you can watch our show on the go bag, and we'll do another one coming up. 2025, early 2025 about go bags.
Boot wise,
but he's gone now. Rest in peace, Dad.
Yes, sir. Boot wise, I just want to say, Keen is a really good boots. They're really good for boots. Keen, they're kind of expensive. Columbia has good boots.
Like I said, Danner,
of course, they're real good. So those are good ones too.
Peace, and just jumping in there. What other shoes besides clouds? Oh yeah. What are the top 10 essential items in the go bag? Yeah, we'll have to deal with that. You have to either go to our show or
we have a show on that, or get one of Baba's at least 3 books that may have that in there. Yeah. We know Surviving the Urban Apocalypse has that in there, and I'm sure the USPI manual.
Yeah, USPI self-defense manual has it too.
Yeah. Has that in there. So it's a great book, and the reason why these are great books because they have the information that you don't have to remember. It's not on a file that can get corrupt. It's in a book, and if you it's hard to memorize everything that goes in a to-go bag. It's hard to memorize everything that go as you start checking out your list. You get this book, you can always refer back to it. I'm not joking when I keep those. I keep it in arm reach. Is I may be talking to somebody, ask me questions about stuff. I gotta fake like I got these answers. You know what I'm saying? I gotta look like I got it. The only way to do that is to have a book at arm's length so I can front. Now I know y'all want to front like me, like y'all got the answers. It's one way to do it, baby. Look, get a book and start lying like me. Right.
Looks like the Sarah and Nana was in his coffee. Yeah, it was. But now she got the fruit. I hope she don't put that in the cup too.
Well, I was teaching, if y'all don't understand, he was teaching parenting for men and women just now. I don't know if y'all got the lesson. If you understood what his daughter had a mission. You know what I'm saying? And Baba aborted her mission and still was able to continue his mission. And he did it without having to verbally address her, without having to say, stop, get down, be quiet. I'm going to put you in it. None of that happened. She ended up submitting to his will. If y'all saw, I'm paying attention because everything is a lesson for me. He always teaching, even because he don't even mean to be teaching me. And you get lessons out of stuff you pay attention to. But that was great what he did. Like a lot of people, and everybody parent different. So I'm not saying if you did something different, you wrong. I just appreciate how he did because he taught her in that process. She learned I can't get him to just. I tried every distraction to get him to leave. I don't want him to be doing what he's doing right now. I tried every distraction in the world and it didn't work. I had to chill out. And that don't work on daddy. I'm telling you, man. We got to, hey, that was great. I appreciate that. Can you put the link for the books in the chat? Amazon, Balagoon, Ojitade.
Yeah.
Whatever books you if you just put his name and go to Amazon, you'll see 723 books.
Pull up Balagoon, Ojitade. I'll be right back. Give me a second.
Yes, sir. So, and it is important, man, especially right now, everybody is nervous about, especially You know, the people who didn't vote for Trump. You know what I'm saying? They nervous about, you know, a lot of us are nervous about what's going to happen. And as the same way learning self-protection calms you because you know what to do in the situation, so is surviving the urban apocalypse, the USPI manual, stuff of that nature. It's the same principle. You know, people always ask about or think, like, say you got a kid that's already getting into fights or bullying, or an aggressive kid or aggressive person. Why would you teach them martial arts? They're just going to be more aggressive now. And it's always the opposite effect. And the reason that is because of your understanding of life and how quick things happen. And you get an appreciation, you can't help it, and a respect for other humans and life and death. And it automatically calms you down. And you get a confidence about your own ability that's going to calm you down. So it's the same thing that happened, you know, with this information about what to do when things are breaking down. When you have that sense, you don't, of course I don't want shit to break down. Okay, part of me wants this shit to be burnt down to the ground. But I don't want this thing, you know, to fall apart. But if it does, I'm not going to start jumping around and panicking. I got a plan of action that I've been knowing and going over for, you know, years now. And that's another thing about having a plan, even if it's just a vac plan for your house, a fire plan. If you don't train it, you're not going to do it as effectively. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing. One of the biggest things Baba taught me is you got to do it. Repetition. I got to go through my house like I'm clearing it out, changing tools all the way down the stairs and all that. Like I got, hey, you know.
There you go. All right, y'all.
This is a great one.
Yeah, definitely. So
y'all made it a show.
Stay black, or whatever it is that you may be. Be safe out here. Love y'all. Peace.
Always.
I think yelling at children can be emotionally confusing. Indeed, for both of y'all. All right. Love y'all. Peace. Now, I'm going to have to sign out on the other computer. So
okay, cool. I'll hold
see y'all later. And I will see you later too, Bile. I'm about to sign about it.
Yes, sir. I'll holler at you later. And I'll talk about how you spoke about how yelling at children only confuses their self-awareness and situational awareness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why you definitely don't want to be yelling at the child all the time, because then when you have to yell, stop! They so used to you yelling, they keep right on going. So that's big, the way he, you know, that type of parenting, not yelling at your children and things of that nature.
All right, y'all.
I appreciate all y'all in the chat. Like and subscribe. God damn it. We'll never do it. Like and subscribe. Like, hit the like button before you go. Like, shit. We're gonna be real podcasters one day, man. Do the right thing. Yo, I'm telling y'all, stay with us. This shit, y'all are gonna be amazed how it's gonna turn out later on. Peace. That's true. Linen socks, good socks, make a difference. Appreciate all y'all.